if you do something you love, you will do it with pleasure. You will keep consistent. You will persist into reaching your goals, and you will. I don't know. I think naturally you will make everyone around you or hearing you believe it because you've been authentic to yourself about what you want to do.
Welcome everyone to a new episode of the Deaf Device podcast. And today I have the honor to have Sarra Maatallah as my guest. Welcome, Sarra.
Hi, Dano. How are you? Happy to join today.
Yeah, we were practicing about our intro a bit just now. I think we're getting it right.
Yeah,
So you are, yeah. So your company is called eCommense. Is that right?
Yes.
eCommense. Yes. Yes, that's how we met. I think we were introduced by a common friend.
Yeah.
And we are in a very similar space with what we do. Very similar, actually. So I would love to hear more about what are you doing with your agency today?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you a lot for having me. We had before a meeting and it was really lovely. And I was very happy when I received the invitation. So eCommense and what we do. So actually, I've been in this field and business of helping e-commerce customers and especially Amazon customers since now over 7 years. And I created eCommense, my small venture, just recently. So what we do is we help sellers and brands launch and scale on Amazon globally. So I have experience to manage Amazon in all European marketplaces, Amazon North America, Middle East, and so on. And we cover most of the aspects around managing the account, sellers or vendors, and either like full management or particular services like PPC advertising, like SEO and content, and so on.
There you go. This is very close to what we're doing at Deaf Device. So it's amazing. We're basically colleagues in this kind of sense. Yeah, which makes me even more curious. Like, how did this come about? I mean, we just had a quick chat, and you have a very colorful background. So you live in Luxembourg, right?
Yes, I do.
You live in Luxembourg, but you're not from Luxembourg, so you have kind of a long backstory before you came to Luxembourg. So where did you grow up, Sarra?
Yeah, so I was born and grew up in Tunisia.
Oh.
So, yeah, Tunisia, which for the people maybe they don't know where it is. It's North Africa, close to Morocco. So this is where we are. We are in the South Mediterranean region.
Mm-hmm.
So I did all my studies in there. And then, life brought me here through some of the job opportunity. And since then, I loved this lovely, green, tiny country. And since then, I'm here.
But there are a lot of languages involved, right? I mean, in Luxembourg, what do people speak? Do they speak Luxembourgish or what?
Yes.
There is such a language?
Exactly, yeah. And by the way, I speak it too, so I learned it as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was actually surprised, just as you, when I arrived, that I thought the administrative language was French, but also because of the borders and close to Germany, everyone speaks German. And then I found out that there is also the national language, which is Luxembourgish. So averagely, every person in Luxembourg, young or old, speaking minimum 5 languages. 3 official languages, which are German, French, and Luxembourgish, which are in school, in administrative and everything, plus English. Everyone speaks English, plus most of the population here is international. So you always find a father from Italy married to a mother from France, the UK, Americans like me from everywhere, So you always find those kids as well speaking the mother tongue of their parents. So average is 5 languages, which is something I really love, actually. Everyone can speak everything.
Oh, that's amazing. And you speak Luxembourgish, you speak obviously English, and then what else you speak?
French and Arabic. So my Yeah, my native language, because I come from Tunisia, is Arabic, and also French is my second language because officially it's an official language.
Hmm.
English also since my childhood, primary school, and then I actually specialized on business English when I was studying my bachelor's degree, also my
Hmm.
master's, and I've been,
Hmm.
of course, using English all my life when it comes to jobs and my career.
Of
So then
course.
I added Luxembourgish in addition because I needed to learn more about the language. And before I studied already German. I know it's your mother
Oh,
tongue for
Sie
five
sprechen
years.
Deutsch. Sehr gut.
Yeah, a little bit because I really was, I wasn't very good level, like B1, writing essays and so on. Then I lost it because of practice, but I still have the basics. And that's what
Mm,
helped me actually to learn Luxembourgish because mainly you have a lot of German and French and Dutch actually into the Luxembourgish language. It's a mix.
mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
an interesting combination.
There you go. Very colorful background. And that is what I see in a lot of entrepreneurs who come to my podcast. Honestly, there's so many people who have this kind of vibrant backstory of growing up in this place and that place and having this multicultural, migrational background. I think this is like most of the time, this is like a common theme for most people who venture into actually running their own business like you did.
It's true, and I think it's always a matter of personality and perspective. So if you have that global mindset
Mm.
since early age, so you always feel that you belong to everywhere. so
Hmm.
and that's the feeling I had already since my teenagerhood, since my university time. Just to go back to the university, I've been before a part, and I had a leadership role at an international organization called ISEC. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if you hear about it. It's a
yeah.
global organization, and it exists in over 135 countries all over the world. And it's
Hmm.
an organization for international students.
Hmm.
So what we were doing is like you study, but at the same time you have a vice president role when you can actually do workshops, events, sessions, seminars, and everything related to about managing projects. And everything is for nonprofit. So I
Hmm.
think the people who already joined this organization and succeed in having at least 2 years in there, holding such leadership role at a very young age, they always have like such goals, to
Hmm.
be global, to travel, to have international experiences, to meet people from all over the world. And this is how it started for me.
Mm.
So I was active at that organization in my local committee at the campus of university since I was first year at my bachelor's degree. And I
Hmm.
continued until I get my bachelor's. And from there, I went to the real world of actually work and internationalism. Yeah,
The real world, yeah. But you,
exactly.
so you did your bachelor's degree in Tunisia. What
Yes,
is okay? What is the capital of Tunisia, by the way? Just
Tunis. Yeah,
Tunis.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's easy enough.
Exactly. Too
Tunis,
close.
Tunisia. Okay, so everybody, the capital of Tunisia is Tunis. There you
Yes,
go. We
exactly.
learned something new today.
Yeah, and if I tell something, maybe not a lot of people, Tunis is the highest point on the African continent, and it's
Oh.
it's the closest point in terms of territory when it comes to Europe. There is like on top there is Italy and France, south of Italy and France, so it's very
Mhm,
close, and it used to be always a strategical point for meetings, for
mhm,
import export, for trade since thousands
mhm,
of years. So it's a country full of civilizations. And what we
mhm.
say about it, it's a country of more than 3,000 years of civilization. So we have plenty of
Oh.
civilization went through. So you find
Mhm,
it already a mix of genes everywhere, a mix of the culture is the same, maybe the habits, the language, but uh, you see it. You see the differences
mhm,
in every region in the country because of these trades and this mix of cultures and people coming from all over the world, stopping on ports there, trading and then leaving. And I
mhm,
think the Tunisian mindset, especially of young people, it has been always like that. It's always about
mhm,
traveling, exploring, and having big, goals. And this is how I
mhm.
see myself. That's why.
Wow. So it's a really like an entrepreneurial, like very multicultural and connected country, which has always been involved in international trade, and so and
Yeah,
by doing so, so there always been like all kinds of people coming to Tunisia and leaving, and so it's
yeah.
always been.
This is how it's been since all time. And then, of course, with like I was talking about the organization I was joining, if you know the history about that organization, was actually founded straight after the Second World War, and the aim of it is like of exchanging students all over the world. So the main goal of that organization is actually exchanging interns. So you're a student in Germany and Munich University, you would like to have an experience in the Philippines, teaching English, for example. So you have the local committee of the same organization in the Philippines matching you. So we had a platform and matching profiles into internships. Either volunteering, so you teach or you teach something or you train for a temporary time, or actually paid internship, which can lead actually to the real job after. So having Tunisia actually having this organization already since I think late 50s, it's something big, because it means the mindset of students has been open, to internationalism and to globalization since a very old time.
So that is what also kind of prepared you for international action. So after finishing a bachelor's degree, you were ready to conquer the world and to go out there. So that was your plan early on, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, to be honest with you, it has been always the goal, traveling, exploring, having different experiences elsewhere, because like you are maybe, so you love your country, but at the same time, I always believe you're not a tree to stay in one place. I always want to live and exchange and travel and see and try different cultures. And as much as you have such global mindset, you feel you actually can adapt easily to everywhere you go. So I understand every country is different. There are different cultures, languages, but as much as your mindset is ready and adapted to these changes, everything will be so smooth and easy. And this is how actually I fell in love with Luxembourg, because since day one, even when you go to the bus, you hear all these languages I'm telling you about, Besides the official languages, you can hear Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, which is a big community here. And this is all because it's now becoming a hub of finance and of IT and of people coming in to work. And you find people from all over the world as well coming here. So.
Yeah, I agree. I love this variety. I love this multinationalities. It's one of the reasons I'm in Malaysia, which also struck me here, because you sit at a table with 5 people and you have at least 4 different nationalities and cultures,
Amazing.
in one place. And I always love that. So I guess Luxembourg is quite similar in that sense, which is surprising. Even though I lived in Germany for 30 years, I never learned much about. So today I'm learning about Luxembourg actually, and about Tunisia. Look at that. So many lessons learned already, only 12 minutes into our interview. That's amazing. So between Tunisia and Luxembourg, so did you have any other like stops between that, or did you go straight from Tunisia to Luxembourg?
I had to stop in Turkey. Yes.
In
So
Turkey.
yeah,
You speak
exactly.
Turkish?
I use it too, communication, because I lived there for 1 year. And
Okay.
the thing about Turkey is when I was active in this organization, I was actually interviewing students to match them with profiles for internships. And I get actually a job offer, not internship back at the time, but it was a job offer from contact from the same organization. And this is how it happened. So I got the call, I was interviewed. In 2 weeks, I was there working. So it was so easy just to go. And this is after I finished already my bachelor's. So I went and I did an international experience in there. So I was taking care of the Department of Foreign Trade as a international sales executive, and taking care of the French, Arabic, and English-speaking countries across Middle East and Africa. So that was my, let's say, portfolio of clients. And this was actually my first professional experience outside of the, student and organization work.
So we
So
are taking care of trading organizations in Turkey.
yeah, it was a company manufacturing, company. So it was where the manufacturers and they were exporting goods, and I was taking care of the clients speaking French, English, and Arabic. So mainly where from Arabic countries like Lebanon, Jordan, UAE, Saudi, and also from Africa like Senegal, Nigeria, Congo, and so on. So any enterprise or a client importing goods from my this company where I work at, I was taking care of that portfolio. When it comes to business meetings, when it comes to everything about selling, pitching, and also going to events to represent my company.
Wow! So
So,
that was quite a career jump, huh?
yeah, it
From
was
a bachelor's degree becoming the representative of
yeah.
trade in Turkey. Wow!
It was exactly, and it was nice. So it was also my first professional experience, but I was immediately put into practice. So it was really great. And again, talking about the organization that really prepared, the mindset, the readiness, the training as well. So that was very easy, and I really loved the Turkish people and the culture. And it was my first also experience outside of my country. First time I travel and have an experience living by my own outside. So it really also felt very easy. Communication, maybe English, it's not the most spoken language unless you're really talking business wise. So I needed to learn Turkish so I can go and buy groceries, communicate, ask for something to drink somewhere. And it was also not that hard to learn because Turkish language as well is a mix. It has a lot of Arabic and French words because of the Ottoman Empire also has been everywhere. And that helped me as well to communicate easier. So that
Cool.
was it, 1 year only. And then I went back actually to Tunisia to finish my master's degree. So
Okay. Wow. But I don't hear anything Amazon so far. So
exactly.
how
Amazon.
did that? How did Amazon come into the game?
Exactly. So Amazon came to the game when I came actually to Luxembourg after
Oh,
after finishing my first experience in Luxembourg, where I worked at the European Investment Bank in a program for the Mediterranean countries partnership. It was a program for 1 year. Then I started my first job at an agency here. As an Amazon expert, I was taking care of portfolio of vendor clients and specialized
uh,
actually
how
in.
how do you become an expert? Like, right? I mean, it takes time to become an expert, right?
Exactly. Of course, it took time. So, well, when you have a portfolio and you're doing the same job and you're talking to them and you're the dedicated account manager, so you build that expertise by practice, of course. So it took, some time. And I worked in there. Then I joined another agency as a senior, and then I was promoted as a team leader, and I was managing a team of account managers and a portfolio
Oh,
of clients globally. And so overall, it was a combination of 7 years of experience between both until early this year when I, wanted to start my own, and try with everything I've learned. And I love, and I enjoy doing everything about helping Amazon brands, and especially with PPC and advertising, everything about strategizing. So this is what I am today.
wow. Okay. So that is how the Amazon, how eCommense came to life. So you were working for agencies for seven
Yes.
years, and
Yeah.
you got all the experience by working with clients for an agency, and
Yes.
then you decided that you want to do your own thing, kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to do my own consulting and my own to share my expertise and to offer this service to everyone who needs it at any stage as a beginner and starting to launch and wants to know how to launch a brand on Amazon, either in Europe or anywhere, or as a already established seller and would like to scale their business and grow their sales, of course. So yeah.
Yeah. And you cover some quite exceptional marketplaces like the Emirates, right? So,
Ye- Yeah, in fact, I worked on the Emirates, UAE, Amazon UAE, and Amazon Saudi. You know, like these two marketplaces have been launched not since long time ago, so they're not
mhm,
at the maturity and the growth at, for example, compared to Amazon UK, Germany, or US, but they're very interesting to learn
mhm,
from and to understand, especially that the region now is really booming when it comes to e-commerce.
mhm.
And before even having Amazon launched in there, they used to have a souk, which is their, let's say, local online e-commerce platform, which Amazon actually acquired them both and now labeled into Amazon.ae.
Oh,
Yes, and
so
but
they
there is
took
an
over the
yeah,
existing e-commerce platform. They just took it over and rebranded it into Amazon.
exactly, and it used to be the other one souk already huge and big, so it has been taken as it is, and of course it was improved because Amazon already
Mm,
well progressed, everywhere. So they
mm.
adapted all
Of
those
course.
features and the system and everything, and
Hmm.
launched it in UAE. And after UAE, we had Amazon in Saudi Arabia, and now recently as well there is Amazon Egypt, but it's still
Oh.
also at the beginning of its
Mhm.
launch.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't even know there was Amazon in Egypt, but
Yes.
these are all like new, yeah, these are new marketplaces for Amazon, and I'm always curious to learn like how are they different? Have you experienced like Amazon UAE or Saudi or Egypt? Can you
Mhm.
share with our audience like how are they different and who would be maybe a good match to actually venture into these
Yeah,
marketplaces if they, let's say, they're already selling in Europe or they're already selling in the US. So
yeah,
when would it be a good idea to actually venture into the Middle East?
yeah. So to be honest, I believe, and that's what I always say to my clients. It's always good to launch in there, even though your first goal is not sales. It's good for visibility still because it's an emerging marketplace, and it's always good that you list in there. You have your brand, you create your market share in the category, and you create your velocity and momentum because sooner or
Mhm,
later every brand will be launched in there. The region is a combined in total of over 65 million
mhm,
inhabitants, and
mhm,
UAE alone, the internet use it's so high. 99% of the population use it. Everyone is now is buying online,
mhm,
um, and that's why this is like really growing, especially that e-commerce specifically grow over 53% since the pandemic. So it's really a huge fast growth, and
mhm,
that's why now a lot of people getting interested into launching, or even local people into creating their own brands so they can sell online. So it's
mhm,
really an opportunity that brands, especially international brands, well established in the US, here in Europe, to start go there and explore the region,
mhm,
list, create their momentum, build their organic traffic, care a lot about localization, because here we're talking about not only English as a first language spoken in UAE, but also Arabic, which is the local language of the residents of the
mhm,
country. And by default, most of the people even have an Arabic keyword in their smartphones, tablets, iPads, from where actually they go and shop online. So it's very, very important also to care about localizing images, SEO, even though it's not in the front if you put the English copy, but mostly in the heading keywords, because still people go and type Arabic keywords to search your product.
of
So,
course.
so
But
exactly.
do they actually speak English? I mean, do people in
Yes.
UAE speak English? I mean,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
what is the percentage? I would expect that nobody speaks English there, but I mean, I'm obviously wrong. So,
Yeah.
out of 10 people, how many you think can actually read an English listing that we simply like import from UK or US and just put the same listing? Would they be able to
Yes.
understand?
Of course. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I can tell you from my own experience, out of 10, I would say 10. reading
Out
and
of 10,
understanding
10?
English. Yes, because
You're
it's
saying
it's
100% of people in the UAE speak English?
well, 100% mainly of the people who using smartphones, who using internet, who using this all modern and high-tech technology. But most of them are young and mid-age. Of course, they speak English. If we talk maybe about people maybe at a certain range of ages, which are actually maybe more not university, maybe studied and so on, maybe no, they're more focused in Arabic. That's why you need to cover that Arabic factor, because there's still some people maybe. But talking about the people that I've been there actually this year, I was invited for a conference. I spoke, and it was my first
Oh,
experience also.
you're
Yeah.
a speaker. Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, I had the chance to actually, after working on accounts in UAE and KSA, but actually to see also people, the reaction, the culture. Uh, Plus, I speak Arabic, so it was very very easy. But believe me, you don't need Arabic when you go and speak and to people or go to
Really?
restaurants or anywhere, because plenty of internationals are working in there. So that's why I say English may be the first when it comes to business, maybe like this copies, but you need always to cover the Arabic, which a lot of people still by default using that, even though they still speak English. So it's very important to cover that as well.
Okay. Yeah, and I think it's even more important is to understand the culture and the marketplace. Like you
Yeah,
obviously have firsthand experience, because I would know like that, you know, people there in the Middle East actually speak English. To me, that is quite fascinating because, for example, in Japan, like 30% of people speak English. So you cannot get away with the English listing, but apparently in the Middle East you can. But at the same time, you have to be aware of the Arabic versions of certain things.
exactly,
And I
exactly.
think Arabic is even written from like from right to
Right
left.
to left,
It's
exactly.
like the other way. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't know how this works on a screen, how you can write from right to left. But yeah, I mean, it's just the other way around, right? So
yeah. Well, there is also historical factor in here. If we talk about before histories, and so the region is influenced by the British and the English, language. So that's why you find most of the population, especially the young people, studying English since a very young age, talking. All of them are graduated from university, and this is actually the range that we're talking about when it comes to e-commerce purchase and Amazon online and so on. Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, and just to answer the second part of your question regarding which kind of brand. So in terms of visibility and creating a momentum market share, I think every brand, if already you have the license and you can already go and open an account and list your products to see how it works. It's good to leave your product there, grow your organic traffic, your sales rank, and so on. But if your goal is mainly actually sales and revenue, the top three, let's say, categories in the Middle East, especially in UAE, first is electronics, second is fashion and perfumes. So talking again about internet, high-tech technology, this is really the region where the consumption of electronics is so high and it never stops. So you always find the people buying the last trends of iPads, of iPhones, of this, of that. So of course they need accessories, they need appliances, they need parts. So this is the number one category successful on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And if I'm not mistaken, people in the Middle East have a lot of disposable income, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I
And this
mean,
is yeah.
to bluntly, I mean, they're just crazy rich, right?
Yes, it's actually the how to say the income, the how to say, the power of purchase is high for the people in there, if we're gonna call it this way. So that's why, and also the delivery there. I'm living in Europe, and I visited. I'm not only in Luxembourg. I visited most of the European countries here close by, and I see even how delivery works. Not only for buying on Amazon on anything, but what I've seen in Dubai, it's something really like I was surprised, because you can have things delivered to you within minutes, and the delivery
Yes.
works as crazy. So plenty of delivery companies, everyone with a motorcycle, just bringing you fresh vegetables, juice, anything you can imagine. And that's why even Amazon here in Middle East, they adapted into the culture of the region. So you don't need to pay online to get product delivered to you, but
Oh,
actually you can deliver on pay on delivery.
yeah,
So
yeah. COD, we call it here, cash on delivery. Yeah.
exactly, and this is this is how it works with Amazon. Most of it this way.
Interesting. So you can, so the delivery can happen, within a very short period. I think in Singapore there's also such a thing where they guarantee a 2-hour delivery time, but of course it's a very limited
Yeah, and it
area.
depends on the
It's
category.
not like a huge country, and I guess Dubai could be something comparable to Singapore. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So, electronics, fashion, luxury goods, I guess. I think the people there have quite high quality standards, and they can afford to buy fancy things from what I know. So, I think especially for higher ticket products and for exclusive products, luxury products, I think that could be a very interesting marketplace, right?
Yeah, indeed. So,
Maybe have you considered selling yourself,
what does
opening
it
your
mean?
own account,
Well, in UAE, in
or
here,
anywhere? Yeah, I mean
yes,
UAE.
yes,
I mean you should have a real good competitive advantage about UAE and Middle
exactly.
East. So I mean, if you know all the things and you speak Arabic,
Yeah,
you should have a real nice advantage to actually maybe open your own store, huh?
yeah. Well, for the time being, my store is here in Europe. And
Hmm.
yeah, as like to answer your question, yes, I'm trying, So I'm into the phase of, testing products and creating, brands and so on. So of course, because
Hmm.
not only helping brands and sellers, but also using this to create something, for me. So of course, I'm in that phase as well. But sooner or later, everything is established. Then I'm happy, and I will be open also and exploring the region in there with my own brand.
Cool. Yeah, you make me really curious about the Middle East and its opportunities. Yeah, because I mean, I can see. I mean, first of all, it's amazing that they speak English, so you can get away with an English listing at least for a while. You have people who have like a lot of money to buy online, and they like buying online. So it's a marketplace with a lot of potential, I guess. I mean, of course, it's not comparable with US or UK from the size
Yeah,
alone,
of course. Yeah.
but
And
then I think it in certain niches, I think it could be quite impactful though
exactly.
to
Yeah.
launch.
And there is something also interesting that there is an union between countries in there. Like if you see the European Union, so there is what we
Hmm.
call the GCC, which is the Gulf Cooperation Council. And
All right.
this is combined to six countries. And when I was in Dubai and I had a conference, we had someone from Amazon actually talking about the launch of a new thing, which is it's like pan pan EU, which means like you sell in one country and actually you can cross
Mm.
sell to other countries,
Oh,
But
all
this
right.
exactly. This also can be available within Amazon, let's say UAE, that you can buy your product from Amazon UAE, but you can ship it to any country of the GCC countries, which is combined
Mm.
of Saudi Arabia, Emirates, I think Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, and I forgot what was the other country. Kuwait. Yes.
Kuwait. There you
Yes.
go. We have the complete list now.
And
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this,
These used to be my stopovers every time I flew from
really,
Germany to Malaysia. I would always stop in either
Kuwait.
in Dubai or in Qatar. That would be the most
Ah, nice. Yeah,
popular ones.
exactly. You go like this. So Europe,
Yeah,
Middle
yeah,
East, and then
yeah,
Malaysia. Nice. So yeah,
Amazing.
this can open a lot of opportunities for brands, so they can not only focus on one country when selling, but actually this will give them the opportunity of selling to other countries close by
Hmm.
that belong to this union, and
Hmm.
this will of course grow their traffic and grow their sales. So yeah, it's a great region and marketplace to think
Hmm.
about, especially for the well-established brands. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. And what happens outside Amazon? To me, I mean, this is always like the next
Mhm.
level of surprise that we have to consider, when we enter a new marketplace, because Amazon is a system in itself, but it's also important to build your brand outside of Amazon. And also for ranking on Amazon, I think external traffic is something very important.
Mhm.
So in the West, we kind of know how it works with our websites, with social
Mhm.
media, with Facebook, and whatever. I mean, we are more familiar, but in other countries, it can be surprisingly different. So, like for example, in Japan, like Facebook is like not by far the most popular. It's actually Line is the most popular social media channel, which is a completely different animal. So, what would it be like in the Middle East? What kind of social media platforms are people using there?
Yeah, I would say the same like there is in Europe when it comes to Facebook, Instagram. But honestly, since the launch of TikTok, TikTok is number one there.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it's very, very important when you create your brand strategy, especially of growth, visibility, and branding, that you focus a lot of time, efforts, and creatives, visuals, preparing videos, short videos about talking about your product, or with influencer marketing and so on. And you focus on TikTok because everyone, mostly of these people, what I talked about, using internet and having smartphones are having a TikTok account, and the region is there is very open to that, using it very quite often. And
Hmm.
so yeah, I think it helps a lot for growth and visibility of spreading the
Hmm.
word wide, so TikTok is very, very fast growing, and also like
Oh,
I had the chance to meet someone from TikTok on the stage, given all of these stats and numbers, and it was crazy about the Middle East and TikTok in there, because they have
wow.
their own offices in Dubai, the TikTok
Hmm.
quarter. So yeah, I would say TikTok should be something very important and very used in the region. Besides the website, of course, which is very important for branding. Yeah.
And if I would open my TikTok channel in the Middle East, would I speak Arabic or would I speak English?
Well, I would say English, but you can put the subtitles in Arabic, because this is how it is mainly when it comes to videos. It's very important
Oh yeah.
because yeah, because it's the population in there. It's not only Arabs. Like when you go to Dubai, when you go to now big cities like also now in Saudi, for example, it's booming also on Amazon, and also with some other international topics that are going in there. For example, or what happened in Qatar recently with the World Cup. So the region is really like open to internationals, and plenty of people who are English speaking living in there. So you can find
Hmm.
people from Europe, meet people from Asia, from India, from everywhere. So that's why when you target, you're not only targeting the locals, which very important to keep the Arabic as subtitles or hidden keywords, or you put them here and there, but also English is very important because the majority and most of the internationals are English speaking people.
That's very interesting. So you could actually speak in English and then you put the subtitles in Arabic, and that's how you would cover like the majority of the
Both languages.
population. They would all kind of understand what
Yeah,
this is about, and this would be the way to go. And we could use TikTok. There
exactly.
you
Also,
go. See, so many things we learned today.
well,
TikTok,
I hope
speak
so.
English, Arabic subtitles, the back-end search terms in Arabic. There you go. We already almost have the full recipe to launch a successful brand in Saudi Arabia. That's amazing.
UAE,
I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, that was so insightful, Sarah. Thank you so much. And
You're welcome. Thank
yeah,
you.
I think we should do more of these things. We could cooperate, bringing people to Saudi or even further to Japan. This is something where we both have our focus. So it's there's a lot of potential for cooperation I see here. But before we come to the end of this wonderful session, and by the way, I would like to thank all the people who are watching this. I really appreciate you being here. And of course, first of all, I appreciate you, Sarah, to be here.
Thank you.
I would like to I would like you to share your nuggets of wisdom, the things that you have learned in your business life and life in general, to
Uh-huh.
people who would like to start a business right now, who would like to start the entrepreneurial journey. What would you recommend to them?
Well, first of all, do something you love. I think this is for me the key for success. And when I talk about success, it might come at a short term or a long term. It depends on your journey, on the factors, the conditions, everything. But if you do something you love, you will do it with pleasure. You will keep consistent. You will persist into reaching your goals, and you will. I don't know. I think naturally you will make everyone around you or hearing you believe it because you've been authentic to yourself about what you want to do. So this is what I believe in, and I think I love and I'm passionate about what I'm doing, and that's why I'm saying it from my own experience. So do something you love. Uh, uh, Listen a lot to leaders, entrepreneurs, people who made success stories, and try to take the pros and also learn about the cons and like the negative things and the failures. Not to prevent you from failing, because you might fail at some point on something, which is very natural and
No,
normal.
no, no. It's not you might, you will.
You will, exactly.
We all fail in many
Exactly.
ways. Yeah, it's part of the game. So there's no such thing
Exactly.
as avoiding failure. But yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, no, no. I'm just trying to make it a bit easier. But it's because learning the failures and learning it's like to adapt to you, to correct. So yeah, what I can say from my own self, like where I am now, I'm still learning as well. I'm not yet where I want to be, but I'm feeling I'm on the right path as much as I love what I'm doing, being authentic to myself. Uh,
Mhm,
my main goal is actually really to help and support, so as
mhm.
a service, but it's something really genuine how to say it, and
Genuine. Yeah.
genuine, yeah, and yeah, just continue like that. And another
Mhm,
thing which is very important and I live by, not only about when you're doing a business or working, but as a matter of fact everywhere, is like to never give up when it comes something you fail on something or something doesn't meet your expectation, or you believe in something and it comes wrong. So I mean, for me it's just you have a journey and you need to try everything comes your way, and whatever you fall down you just stand up and continue, and then you have a baggage of like more learnings, more experiences, more practice to make other things better. And yeah, keep learning, that's it.
there you go. That is wonderful. Keep learning, do what you love, and don't be scared of failure. And
Exactly.
one of my favorite coaches, John Loga, says there's no such thing as failure. We either learn or we succeed. We
Exactly.
win or we learn. So, the term, it's good to reframe this failure experience as just something, a
Yeah.
situation where we learn. And it can be actually more precious than succeeding or winning all the time, because when we win we don't really learn much, but when we fail, that's when we learn. So
Indeed.
yeah, Sarah, this was wonderful. Even
Thank
your
you.
nuggets of wisdom, come on. I guess we all have learned a lot from this session. I'm very happy to having you here today. And when somebody would like to reach out to you, we'll make sure that we will include a link under the video, which will probably be your URL. Or is there any other way that people should reach out to you?
Yeah, I'm available on LinkedIn with the same name you
On
see,
LinkedIn?
Sarra Maatallah.
Okay.
And also you can contact us through the website, which is
Hmm.
ecommence.com
Hmm.
slash contact us.
All right.
And yeah, so, but I'm always available anyway on LinkedIn if you DM me, and then we can take it from there.
Yes, I tried that myself. It worked. You-
Exactly, the easiest way, right?
Exactly. Proof of concept.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful, Sarah. Thank you so much for being
Thank you a
here,
lot,
and
Sam.
we'll stay in touch. All right.
Thank
Bye
you a
bye.
lot. Thank you a lot. Have a nice evening. Bye bye. Ciao.